Hi everybody. Garden update. I'm not sure what number I'm on. I'm gonna have to start dating these. I know it's March. I think it's March 12th. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check before I record the next video. But today I'm putting plastic over my greenhouse. The birds are really amazing today. It's not as cold. It's 33, so that's nice. And I'm gonna get started, and hopefully I'll remember. If I get this done today, I can probably start planting lettuce seeds in my greenhouse tomorrow. I'm hoping. I'm also considering, last year we had a lot of 90-degree days, which we don't normally get here. Occasionally, I mean, we get them, but not like, we had like a couple of weeks and it was really dry. I have rain barrels already. You can see my one rain barrel behind me right there, and I have one in the front. I need to put another one up maybe, but I think I'm going to look. I was researching yesterday like shade cloth, like garden shade cloth, just to keep the plants from baking in the greenhouse. I mean, I'll leave it open and I'll put vents in it and stuff, but sometimes when the sun is that hot, it's just gonna bake things. So I was doing some research, and I have to do some more, but there is like garden shade cloth, but of course it's expensive, and I will need enough to, hang inside, I'm thinking. But I was looking at, I found a few articles that mentioned just using like burlap, which is going to be a lot less expensive than a specific garden shade cloth, something with an open weave that will let some of the sun through but not all of it, and keep the heat down. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But for right now, I'm gonna get going. Yeah, so today I've got my plastic, I've got my very messy garden utility bag. I'm an organized person except for gardening, and then everything just gets thrown in the bag. There's zip ties in there, all my things I need for gardening. I have some waterproof tape. I'm hoping to minimize any cuts and just do this as neatly as possible. And so we're gonna get going now. Here we go. Okay, so I got one layer on. This is 2 mil plastic. I was planning on putting 2 layers, so I did. Since this plastic is longer than wide, we did back to the front, and I'm going to use the chicken wire to create sort of a frame. I still can't decide how I want the door to be, but part of it's covered. Now I got to do the second layer over the other direction, but I was happy I was able to. The plan is to get it long enough to pull it inside, so the weight of the greenhouse itself will hold down the plastic. We are having storms this weekend already, so it'll be a lovely test. Okay, so I have 2 layers of 2 mil plastic on here, and now I'm going to use some clear T-Rex tape just around the bottom and the middle to hold any flaps, so that, because like I said, storms coming this weekend, I don't want them like flapping in the breeze and wind getting under it. That'll also help just stabilize it a little bit. And as you can see, there's the top. Chicken wire is working really well because it's just holding everything up. It's not bending in. And as I said before, I was able to tuck in, hopefully I can angle this right, tuck in all the plastic underneath, which is what I wanted. There's bricks to weigh everything down right now. Eventually, I'm hoping today I can start bringing some of the things from my shed slash barn. We called it a barn because it's bigger than a shed. We found out from our neighbors, the original people who lived here, we're only the 3rd owners of this house. There's like these weird shelves in there, and we're like, those are really weird placements for shelves. We found out the original owners of the place, that we call it now a barn because it was actually a chicken coop. They had chickens. No, I don't want chickens because I have a fox that lives on the street. But I was like, oh, that explains the weirdly shaped shells. They just seemed really strange and not like a functional shell. I mean, they are shells, but now I'm like, oh, that explains it. So I can get all of my gardening stuff out here now that I have this. I'm hoping to get most of that moved today. And I'm really excited to maybe plant lettuce tomorrow. So now I gotta just get this really stable, and I've got to figure out my door, and maybe I'm probably gonna do some sort of fence at the door, the chicken wire, or I have some green fencing because critters, so I don't want them just walking in here. So I'll do another video when that's all done. I recycle lots of things. You could see pots from hanging baskets are in here. These are just some of my seed starting stuff. This may be too big for in here, but this was a reservoir for one of those self-watering containers that I had for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. And the wood actually just started to rot. It was so old. So I'm keeping the plastic containers because, again, try to reuse as much as you can until things break completely. You could see more things down there. Some of the... used to have a farm not far from where I live, and every year I bought plants from them, and so I have a bunch of those little graded things to put seed. I have peat... I have like the peat pots this year that I put my own soil in. I've got 2 compost piles that should have soil ready for them now, but yeah, you can see I put everything in here that is essentially plastic that isn't wood, that won't be harmed when it gets hot and humid in here. We'll see how warm it gets in here, if I have to cut a vent maybe on the back wall. I don't know. We'll see. If I cut a vent on the back wall, I'm going to make a little flap that I can lift up or take down. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm probably going to start some seeds. I don't know if I might start them in one of these containers. That way they can just stay in there and I can harvest directly from here till it gets too hot in the summer. So let me turn you back around and I'll wrap this up today. So that wraps it up for the garden update today. I'm gonna start kind of marking these by the date. So this is March 12th. I went and looked. But so I got my door. Let me go out here. For right now, I think I'm gonna do a gate or something maybe tomorrow. Just because I need to stop. I have fibromyalgia, so I gotta be careful how much I do outside. Sun is up, so yeah, it's getting warm in there already, and I'm really excited. I will take videos tomorrow, start some lettuce. I have to see if I have spinach this year, and I might start some herb seeds. We'll see how it goes, how much soil I get out of my compost piles that are behind me. I have 2 of them back there. I now have a compost tumbler by my back door just for kitchen scraps. So we'll see. Remember, grow your own food. Gardening is a wonderful hobby, though this year with current events going on, I feel like it's work now that I have to grow things. You know, I don't have a safety net anymore of if something doesn't grow, I can just go buy it at the store. I think by summer we could see a lot of food shortage. So I'm growing a lot of things today, and we haven't even talked again about over here, which I'm eventually going to have to pull all that grass up. That's where all the tomatoes, the butternut squash, beans, peas, carrots. I don't know. I have smaller carrots I might try in the ground, but I may grow my carrots in my greenhouse I have very rocky, very clay soil, so we'll see. But yeah, if you have any questions about gardening, if you have any questions about native plants, I've been doing this for a very long time. If I don't know the answer, I will make sure, and the sun feels so good. Sorry, I'm solar powered. Sun feels so good. But if you have any questions, if I don't know the answer, I will find you a resource for it. Please ask. I'm more than happy to help, educate, and help other people get into gardening, or just to support each other as fellow gardeners and photographers, because, you know, I'm going to take pictures of everything, right? See you next time.